The first thing the woman does after her rebirth is block a fatal blade for the emperor, but this strike also causes her to lose the child in her womb. So when the woman wakes up, the emperor gratefully expresses his intention to name her the Lady Protector of the nation, and says he has already sent someone to fetch her husband, believing he will arrive soon. But the woman knows in her heart that her husband will not come. Sure enough, the next second the eunuch returns to report that the scumbag husband is too busy accompanying his concubine, and even tells the woman not to use tricks to gain sympathy. It turns out in her previous life the scumbag favored his concubine and destroyed his wife, and ultimately even killed the woman with his own hands. So the woman who has been reborn saves the emperor without hesitation. The emperor becomes furious after learning the scumbag's true nature. Seeing the woman critically wounded and dying, the emperor immediately removes the jade pendant from his person and orders the eunuch to use this token to bring the scumbag here. Unexpectedly, only a maid arrives, and the maid tosses the jade pendant back, like throwing away garbage. Then the scumbag has the maid relay a message, telling the woman to stop using these petty tricks, and threatens that if she disturbs him again, the woman will receive a divorce letter, and he will even give the child the woman bore to the concubine to raise. So the woman seizes the opportunity to ask why the scumbag married her in the first place. The maid smugly reveals the truth, saying the scumbag originally valued the woman's family power to help him advance and gain wealth. Otherwise, why would he have married her? And now that the scumbag has risen to a high position, if the woman does not know her place, she should not blame them for being merciless. The emperor smashes his teacup in rage after hearing this, and that maid who does not know death is near thinks the emperor is some wild man the woman found, and even turns around to slander the woman for having a secret affair with this wild man. The eunuch immediately rebukes her in anger, stating that the person before her is none other than the current emperor. But the arrogant maid does not believe it at all, and even claims that if he is the emperor then she herself is the empress dowager. Once these words are spoken, the woman knows her goal has been achieved, and the emperor also fully understands what kind of life the woman has been living in the household. So he immediately orders the maid to be dragged out and executed, and has the corpse sent to the scumbag's residence as a warning. At this moment it is too late for the maid to beg for mercy. Seeing the emperor stand up for her like this, the woman knows she has made the right bet this time. However, after this incident, not only does the scumbag not restrain himself, but he brings the scheming woman to find the woman instead. At this moment the scheming woman pretends to advise the scumbag to divorce herself, saying she does not want to affect the relationship between the woman and the scumbag. But the scumbag says he only has the scheming woman in his heart, and even wants to give the woman's child to the scheming woman to raise. Hearing this, the woman directly pulls back the covers, stating that the child is already gone. At this moment the scumbag wants to step forward to show concern for the woman, but is immediately blocked by the scheming woman, who also claims that a few days ago she saw the woman having a secret affair with a wild man, and the child was probably lost during their affair. And a few days ago when the maid's corpse was sent back as a warning, it proves their relationship must be extraordinary for him to go to such lengths for her. The foolish scumbag believes it without even thinking, and becomes convinced that the woman must have betrayed him first. The woman is so angry she laughs. Then she reveals that she lost the child blocking the blade for the emperor, but the scumbag still does not believe her, thinking these are all excuses the woman made up to help the wild man escape. So the scumbag immediately draws his sword and threatens, demanding the woman hand over the wild man quickly, or he will sell her to a brothel. At this critical moment, the emperor arrives on the scene just in time. Only then does the scumbag discover that the wild man he spoke of is actually none other than the current emperor.